So strange, man. Like the internet dipped out of nowhere. I think I fixed it though. I think so, at least. Yeah, it should be alright. So where was this sent from? Sent on this. Is it fully reconnect? Yeah, it's back now. God. Super strange, man. Well, let's go grab our horse. And we'll check the common places where people hang out of. Exactly. Seems to be something going on at the bank. Maybe keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that. God. That's a wagon. Ariel.
Hey, would you put that
why
thing?
you're stomping into the side there.
I hear you. I'm sorry about that. I didn't know that he still needed to pay you. I'm sorry about that. All right. Well,
That's
you have
no
a
issue.
good one. And be
Hey, you
safe,
too.
my friend.
Is that William? I think so.
Go on, driver.
Eddie, William. Okay, we'll catch up to him. We'll be civil about it. but then we'll calm down the situation. William called for us. Now they definitely see us.
Hey, how you doing? Can I help you?
William over there called for me.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Somebody draw their gun. Sounded like it. Eddie?
Hello, Bradyn. How are you?
What?
Could be better, but it's alright.
We don't.
Yeah.
Nope.
Great.
What's going on? You called
How's
for me?
what was that?
Shit, I can't even recall what I was saying. No, Tuesdays, when we gonna get our recipes and so very soon.
Oh,
very
right.
soon.
So tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
Oh. That's actually what I, well, that's exactly what I was gonna ask.
Oh, well, you got it.
Oh, yeah.
Tuesdays when they were over here, did y'all think about having some too?
I mean, I'm pretty sure. Well, how much are you gonna be charging?
Well, I don't know because we don't have the recipes, but if from the numbers I've seen from the other alcohol, and in my professional opinion, it's gonna be around $2.50 to $3 depending on which one you get. The original's probably gonna be around that. Then the Marshall shots are gonna be probably closer to $4 or so. And then you got the Kings of Syndicate ones, which have a higher percentage of alcohol in them. They're brewed a little different. But so are all of them, to be fair. In taste and so. Howdy,
Hello,
sir.
Vito.
How we
I
doing?
hear you're a gin man.
He's the gin man. Yeah.
That is me, yeah. That is an accurate way of describing it, sir. Howdy, y'all. I'm Bradyn.
What's going on? I'm Vito.
Vito, nice to meet you.
The pleasure is all mine.
Uh-huh.
What if I would like some of your gin? Some of your finest, freshly produced gin.
Well, we could make an appointment for Tuesday. That's when I'm getting my recipes and so.
Alrighty.
We should be getting the ones which are originals, the Marshall shots, and the King of Syndicate ones there as well. The Kings of Syndicate ones are actually the ones with higher percentage in alcohol. They have about I think it's 51 compared to the 41.
Oh, alright. Well, that is great to hear.
Yeah, so it's gonna
Well,
be great.
you will definitely see me stopping by your distillery.
Oh, it's not really an open distillery or so. It's more of well, we just sell out the saloons and so.
Oh, alrighty.
Yeah.
Alright. Well,
More of,
I'll definitely be a customer in the near future.
You own the Portdown Cafe here, Vito.
I have keys to every single property on these docks.
Ah, I see. So Rigatoni Martelli, eh?
No, I'm a Lombardo.
Lombardo.
Yes.
So it's
The
Vito Lombardo, right?
Yes, it is.
Well, it's Bradyn Godwin. Nice to meet you.
The pleasure is all mine, Mr. Godwin. The pleasure is all mine.
I
I
see.
really do appreciate what you're trying to start here in the city. I think it's something new, I think it's a great idea, and I think you're going to be very successful.
Well, getting
in
gin
doing
out
what you
on the
have.
market there is important for everybody in that sense, you know. For ladies especially, they've been looking to get more refined and alcohol on the market, and alcohol's a real profession of mine. Myself, actually, pal.
Oh, absolutely. I 100% agree.
In the gin market, the only one that's even remotely close to it is what Charles Scott did over in the Bayou Saloon. But now that that's all closed down, not really a market for anything else. And I already talked to Charles about it, so.
I hear you. Well, I'll tell you what. I might have a good business opportunity for you to get the name of and the word of your business spread out more, a little more throughout the state. So I don't know if you're aware, but I am hosting Monroe's annual horse races, and I sponsor businesses throughout the state.
Right, of course.
You see,
Like the race that was over at Capitol then. Were you sponsoring that one too?
No, that was not my race. Our races are typically held just south of the Emerald Ranch Station.
Oh yeah, with Douglas and so, right?
Yes. Mr. Douglas is a very good advocate for my races. He's always sponsored them, and he's a good man. We utilize his stables quite often.
Oh, I know. I used to work for him.
Yes, he's a very good man. Last race, we pulled in a whopping 17 sponsorships, and prior to that, we got 12. So,
not bad. No, that's a lot of businesses investing in the races and so.
Oh, absolutely. So this is my proposition for you. Essentially, what a sponsorship gets you is you get an announcement prior to our races even starting of the name of your business, the business owner's name, and the location of said business, all announced before our races begin, and you also get all of that same stuff printed down into the first page of our betting books, which are handed out to all of our participants who are partaking in betting. So they have no choice but to see it. It's a very good opportunity for all businesses, and especially new businesses, to get their name out there.
Right, but I'm guessing that's not for free. Saying that, getting their name out there, I understand what you mean in that sense. Already got connections in the saloon. I think we got Tumbleweed, Armadillo, Teeps Landing Saloon, Blackwater, Valentine, both actually saloons out there. We got two businesses out here looking to buy one up in Annisburg and so. Sponsorship wise, I can see the advantage of having it just to get her name out there and so, but y'all probably looking for some money for that sponsorship along the lines of that, right?
It's peanuts. It's only $50.
Damn right, that's only peanuts. Sure, I'll do the sponsorship. I don't mind.
Yeah, we're not going around cracking these business owners for cash.
No,
Don't worry.
that's fine. If it's only $50 we're talking about in a sponsorship and getting her name out there, I don't mind that at all.
Yeah, no, that's really all it is, mister. We don't ask for a lot, and quite frankly, we try to do everything we can.
Right, of course. No, that's admirable. Admirable. Really is.
And I would truly love to have your business up there because, once again, I really do think that what you're doing is something new, it's unique to you, and I think it really is going to benefit the community in a good way.
Sure. Well, how about we pop over to the bank, we'll get that business sale, I'll even take you into the distillery so you get a general idea of what it looks inside and so.
Oh, absolutely.
No
Yeah,
problem.
we'll also be able to talk a little bit on the way to the bank.
Sure, I don't mind.
So, I don't know if you know this or not, but I am running for mayor of this here great city.
Right. Great is it's a city nonetheless. I'm more of a slums guy there myself. Ain't too fan of the pretty suits and all that.
Well, you see, that's the thing. I'm trying to make this city, the great city that it once was.
Now see.
I have a plethora of things planned, my friend, that you may be interested in, and you may like quite a lot, to be quite frank.
All right.
A lot of
what
good
kind
things. So, first and foremost, as I'm sure you may know, for the longest time, the Saint Denis standalone police force has been talked about, or has been being talked about for the past couple months.
You wanna know how actually long it's been talked about?
I could only imagine.
I used to work with the LSO way back when Kimber was just starting off, and we had a sheriff called Cornwall. And that's when we started talking about having an independent
Yeah.
department down here. So yeah, it's been a while, you can say at least.
Exactly. And you see, that's exactly my
This
point.
ain't my
You
life.
see, I find
Stop.
it a bit absurd that the biggest city in, Monroe doesn't have its own standalone police force. Now, the benefits of this would be tremendous for not just LSO, but really every sheriff's office that has to come down here and deal with, all these mischievous acts.
Wow.
For one, I think it would relieve a lot of stress, pressure, and tension from LSO. It would allow them to focus their resources on more pressing towns that need it, such as Ansburg, Van Horn, places where law presence really isn't heavy. You get what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, no, I see your point, but Elzo been doing a fantastic job so far, keeping up with all the jurisdiction and so issues. I do see your
Right.
point, though. Of course, it's always needed with independent force here. Personally, I agree with it, actually.
Absolutely. And I think
$50
if
is
elected in this
pretty RP.
position, I can finally, I would be able to work closely with a member of the government about getting this finally pushed through and seeing this into fruition.
Right, of course.
Now, something you may be interested in being a business owner here in this good city. I have planned what I would like to put in place, which will be called the Saint Denis Revitalization Project.
Right.
Yeah, we'll head over to your distillery now if you
Alright,
would like to
let's have
show me.
let's have a little look there. Howdy, Gypsy.
Yes, it's going to be called the Saint Denis Revitalization Project. Now, as I'm sure you may know, there's a absolute fuck ton of businesses here in the city that are essentially just providing no purpose whatsoever and are just never open.
Right, of course.
Now, what I plan to do is I would ideally like to work closely with a government representative, and I would like to, ask them to get in touch with some of these business owners and give them a time frame to either A, get somebody in this business who can open it and represent said business, or B, get in touch with the business owner and get them to open it.
That's such a
If they do
fucking
not
good
answer
idea.
within the appropriate time frame, either A, these
Holy
businesses will be
shit.
seized, or B, they will be handed to people who will put the time and the effort into actually making sure
I see.
that these businesses are open.
It's not a
Because
bad
quite
idea.
because quite frankly, and I'm sure you know this, especially with the location of your distillery, it's right here in the north end, right?
Right down
Yes,
here.
as I'm sure you may know, that entire area is just littered with businesses that are never open.
I wish Belle opened more, but is she no longer around? What's going on with there?
I have no idea, but I can't remember the last time the soup kitchen was open. I can't remember the last time the pawn shop was open. The blacksmith, I never see the Raging Cajun open.
Blacksmith have never been open. They were. It's a little interesting story to that one. So me being from here for a while, I know the blacksmith was actually used by a group called the Gypsies way back, and they were exclusively. Oh, is he alright?
He's fine, yeah. Just give him a second.
Alright. No, they were exclusively only selling to people who were gypsies themselves. They're part of that group per se. That's
I
how
guess
the
so.
blacksmith used to work.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But see, this is exactly my point in case. It's very sad and very unfortunate because it's driving business away from the city as opposed to to. And that's very
Yeah, it's a lot of interesting words. No, I see your point.
Yes, it's extremely problematic, and it's not ideal in the slightest, especially for businesses that are in this part of town. Because quite frankly, I really do think that you guys have a lot to offer on this side of town, and I do think that you guys would be able to turn this into a very nice hotspot in the city. Which is why I really do appreciate and genuinely like everything that you guys are doing, especially, when I see business owners that genuinely care about opening businesses up in this part of the city.
Well, this is more of a in-between kind of thing. I'm not gonna open it as a saloon, nothing, just to not create competition with such restaurants and so that are already going. We'll host a few events once in a while, me and my own co-owner, but it's nothing we're looking to do permanently. It's
Oh,
more
no, of
of
course.
selling out to saloons, making sure they're up in stock and so on, and yeah.
Listen, my friend, I perfectly 100% understand you, and I hear where you're coming from. By the way, this is a beautiful establishment you
Yeah, it's
have
not
here.
bad, not bad. Its own brewery.
It's very cozy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
something.
nice.
Got my own office where I can do my own scribbles over there. I even got a Frank Campbell wanted poster there in my office here over here.
I don't blame you. The man's a legend.
Well, he was the one who taught me how to spin my gun. Got to show him some sort of gratitude for all this.
There you go. You gotta commend Frank. He's good people, too.
Thank God he's free.
Yeah, what? He's walking the streets right now, right?
I mean, they let him go, I think.
Really? On
Yeah, something to do with,
insurrection?
I don't fucking know.
God, so they blame somebody for insurrection, didn't let him go. Well, very typical government, I presume. They had a guy called Jesse McNatt once locked up. Did the same thing, just let him go. Ain't the first
Gotta
time I
love-
see the government just failing, so.
Yeah, gotta love the Monroe government. They're something special, aren't they?
No, they're
Well, I mean,
There's
Monroe
something.
doesn't have a governor. It has a judge.
Yeah, that's
judges walking around
that's
sentencing.
part of the problem. That's part of the problem.
I've seen a few posters going around for a long time. You've seen this too, William. People wanting to be, mayors and all this of Saint Denis before. You're the one actually I'm talking to and have a general idea of how to do it. And so I think what you're going with, getting people into businesses and so on in case they don't have anybody suitable to run them is a fantastic idea, to be honest. You would, of course, have to talk with the realty office and so on to make sure that everyone's up to code and so,
Oh,
but
of course, I'm very good friends with Mr. Lawrence and Miss Dottie, and those are the two people who I would love to work with.
interesting. Dottie runs the soup kitchen down here, right? If you're
Oh, that
good
woman's
friends
a
with him.
saint.
Yeah, well, if you were talking about that she never opens the soup kitchen and so, and I happen to agree. Of course, I haven't seen her open in a while, but I think it's more of an event thing.
No, I hear you. No, absolutely. I also did not know that she owned the soup kitchen.
Last time I checked, she owned it.
Yeah, I heard whispers of it, but I didn't know how true it was. But now that you're telling me that, I can wholeheartedly say I do believe you. Oh, the other one's the Fight Club. The Fight Club, the
Oh,
scrapyard is
right.
never open.
Yeah, the one owned by, if I understand it correctly, it has ties with the Lucas people, right?
Oh, I have no idea. I wouldn't know nothing about that.
Of course. I know that, Arson or Arden? Arden, it's Arden, right? She's the one that runs the thing over there.
They have returned.
Oh, I have no
Arson
idea,
is
my friend.
the doctor guy, right?
No,
No, I can't talk.
Arden
She
are two
owns.
different people.
Yeah, Arden owns the record shop.
No, there's
Oh.
another Arden, I think. And I think Frank is her uncle, if I'm not too wrong. That's what I recall she's saying when I talked to her in the St. Denis clothing store, and so, not clothing store, I mean gun store shit. We had a little conversation over there. But yeah, it don't sound like a general bad idea. If you want me to sign anything, I'll sign anything, but...
Oh no, my friend, you saved that name for vote day.
And I'm guessing you gotta talk to some people high up in the government to make sure that this goes to pass, right?
Yes, I'm in the works of speaking with Ellery about getting a campaign trail started as quickly as humanly possible.
Well, Garfield's somebody who's been working for the government for a long time, too, if you know who he is.
Yes, it's either him or Ellery that I'm trying to get a hold of, but they're two very difficult men to come across and get a hold of, unfortunately.
Got your telegrams.
Yes, I believe that Ellery's is just judge, right?
I don't know.
Ellery is just the Chief of Justice.
I don't really know who
No, it's
Ellery
Telegram,
is, to be
Dante.
fair with you. I knew Huckabee.
Yeah,
way back,
Ellery
but-
is the Chief Justice.
God. People as corrupt as Huckabee get their own statue, say.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, it's
we don't need to
ridiculous.
talk about it.
It's alright.
Trust
It's alright. You know, some people saw the good in him, some people saw the bad in him. It's just how it is, I guess.
Yeah, but mostly the bad. But we don't need to talk about it.
No, I guess you're right. You don't. But yeah, sure. You got me all aboard. I'll be around every once in a while, but as I said, it's an in-between business. I technically, if anything, live more in the ways of, of New Hanover in that sense. I just more
alright.
travel down here, sort of in between Van Horn and Valentine at the moment, in that whole area.
Oh, all right.
Well,
That's good to hear.
well.
That's good to hear.
Well, who knows? Maybe I'll buy a fucking house or something. There have been some really nice ones out on the market there lately, so,
Oh, absolutely. Listen, my friend, quite frankly, once again, I would love to have you as a resident of this here city. You got some pretty good ideas, you got a good head on your shoulders, and once again, I really like what you're doing with this business here.
Well, we'll see. 12 clients and counting, so, you know, try and keep up the fucking work here, eh? Oh,
Here you go. The demand is only going to grow, my friend.
oh, we'll see. There's a storm coming in a minute
Alrighty.
now.
Storm's about to roll around,
Yeah,
so,
you see that over there? Some real strange things over there, eh?
You know what? I'm
And,
just
go sit down here a second.
I love you all,
That's good.
especially
I
Vito.
like Vito. Vito was very interesting.
I love you too, Joe. Vito a group hug.
They're absolutely
It's gonna
playing
be
me,
an
but
Italian BMT, I tell you.
they're playing me good, so. They're playing me real fucking good, that's for sure. No, I think even working with this guy, as long as he's being honest, you know, trying to do something, it'll be interesting RP no matter what. He absolutely has a solid idea of how to run for mayor and how to do the work he wants to put in there. He's a little of something of, how do you put it? Of how I would play Michael. And I recognize that. And it's cool. I like it. He's an old man for sure, yeah. And a real interesting one too. His ideas is really good though. They could really make a change. That's what I like, even though he might not be as sincere and might be hiding a little behind everything, you know. At the end of the day, at least he is trying to do something, you know. The idea of having it so that you can reach out to the owners and try inputting somebody as management so they can help run the business is genius. I've seen it done before, and it's a good idea. If I was mayor, I would have done the same thing. Not exactly like he's doing it, but on the terms of how he's doing it. And I like that he doesn't take a political stance either to the like I'm trying to fish out whether he likes the Martellis or the other ones. And he made it pretty damn clear that, you know, he's his own guy. He doesn't work for anybody. And I thought that was so good. He really did not take that curveball. He was like, yeah, I'm my own guy. I don't associate with anybody, but I hang around these guys. Which is very interesting. We'll see if they go out or stay in. We gotta close it either way, so. They might have already walked out, to be fair. Probably, right? I think so. Yeah, they've already walked. I wonder. Can I? I cannot. Oh, fuck. Oh, fucking hell. It's alright. We'll double check that they're not in here. Oh, they are.
Mr. Godwin, how are we doing?
Doing alright, doing alright.
Alrighty, I was just gonna say to you before Storm, I appreciate you taking the time,
Of course.
and I genuinely do appreciate you hearing me out, my friend.
Yeah, of course. What's that? What's your Telegram video?
My Telegram's going to be Vito L. It's going to be VITOL. First name, last initial.
Oh, alright. That's simple. Mine's real simple too. Mine's Bradyn. That's BRADYN. And if you don't remember that one, it's real simple because we got a business Telegram being Jin. So
Alrighty.
real
Right.
simple
Well,
to reach out to there. So
I
how's it,
do
Jen?
appreciate it, and once again, I love what you're doing for the community.
Yeah, try and do what we want to do, I guess.
Absolutely, my friend. Well, I appreciate you taking the time. You take care and be safe, my friend. I look forward to
Yeah.
speaking to you in the near future.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have a few chats and stuff.
Absolutely, my friend. You have a good one.
Yeah, you too. $50 to have him advertise for us during a thing. It's not bad. Thing is, if he doesn't advertise, it's gonna be a problem. I'm gonna be demanding that money back. I might even demanding the money certainly, but you know. Alright. I wish this was more used, the farmer's market here. Alright, I think it's time we have a little run to Annisburg and see what's going on there. Do they have a seizure note? They might. Because running a saloon is really fucking hard. I heard something about Dr. Ophelia being the one to run that too. That might be true. I don't think I like this one. Is there any gators we can unearth? It's a rock. No, it's a gator. Nah, we'll pass. I think we're good. Good conversation with Vito. He seems like a interesting character. Yeah, it seems like nobody's around here, man. Now I was hoping for some excitement. Fucking hell. Let's double check just in this way. They might just be in here. Well, good morning. How we doing?
Good morning, sir.
Morning. This is our friend Bradyn. He
Howdy.
might order on occasion, but this is also kind of his home, so he hangs out with us.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah, rob banks, you know, you name it.
Oh yeah, that's what you do?
No, I own a business in Sydney.
Alright, how's
Oh.
it going?
Well, we get recipes tomorrow. Cricket, actually. And,
Yes.
yeah, you saw him?
Mm-hmm.
What you think?
Well, which ones can I buy?
All of them.
Wait, hold on, let me check.
You can do the original one, which are gonna be the cheaper ones. And the Marshall shots and the King of Sisika ones as well. I actually just had a really interesting conversation in San Antonio. Y'all know a guy called Vito?
The Italian guy.
No.
Well,
I know he's a horse racing guy.
Mhm.
yeah, apparently he does like sponsorships, right? Like
Yeah.
$50 to pitch in for a sponsorship. I said, why the fuck not? Get our name out there. I don't mind. And, well, he's running for mayor of San Antonio. And he had some real interesting ideas, but I'm trying to get a read on the guy.
Uh-huh.
But
Well,
it's really hard because he seems so, you know, I threw a few names out there to see what he said, but he didn't have much of a, he's very much a politician, so it's hard getting a read on him.
yeah, you said he's running for mayor or you're running for mayor?
No, he's running for mayor. I would never run for mayor. I've been a mayor.
Okay. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
No, so, y'all don't know anything about him, do you?
Mm-mm.
He hangs out with the rigatonis as well. Like, old guy. Kind of slick back, little gray hair. Clean shaven.
He has, is his top hair gray and
Yeah.
his sides black?
He usually
Like,
wears like a gray suit. That's why I saw him in there.
Ah,
He's hard getting a read on.
I'm sorry, Bradyn. I'm trying to find where you put it. Did you send it in my pocket or is it
No,
in the...
no. So, Jess put it in one of them things over here. She sure did. Right over here. I gave it to her to put here. I don't know where she put it, to be fair with you.
Here we go.
You can put them down too if you want to see. It just describes the recipes and what makes them different and so. And what we use in them and so. A little bit of flavor.
Ooh.
Hey, ain't that good?
Mhm.
You hang around Sanity at all, Pale?
me?
Yeah,
Oh yeah. I've been there once or twice, yeah.
once or twice. So you wouldn't say you really know people down there, do you?
I do know the one who's working at the La Rocca Club, I believe.
Right,
One of the guys
Lucas.
there. Yeah, the young one, the chatty one, who's really nice, yeah.
Like the French guy?
Is he French?
No, I don't know.
I thought he
I'm
was
asking you.
Italian.
Jacques is a French guy.
Oh, he might
Jacques?
be. Yeah, well, I guess his name is Jacques. I
Yeah.
wouldn't know.
No, I wouldn't know either. I thought his name was something else.
I once had a conversation with him when he was selling like what they call like croissants and so. And I
Yep, that's
convinced
Jacques.
yeah, I convinced him that the croissants were actually American, not French. You see, while it's a French recipe, and it's made by a French guy. The French guy lives in America, right? And it's made in America by American, wheat and so, right? So it's American.
Right.
This is being nice.
I tried telling him that my gin was English, and he reacted straight away. And he's like, "So, Bradyn, it's made in America, right?" He's like, I'm like, "Oh, I know where he's going with this." And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." And he's like, "So it's American?" And I'm like, "You fuck off." We had a little laugh, both of us, a little fun. I said I was just poking fun at him, not, taking it any stuff further. And so,
Yeah. Not to interrupt, but before I forget the names, I would like to do a mixture of the Angelica, the Orris, and the Cardamom.
a mixture of them. How so?
Like whatever you would consider the minimum for bulk. And
Oh, yeah. Which
Yeah,
one?
like
Or
if
is
it's-
that the one with the navy and all? Because that's a strong one. That's no, that's the King of Sisika ones, right?
I haven't looked at the King of Sisika, but I like the idea of the violet one.
Violet.
The Angelica sounded nice, and then the Cardamom sounded like a nice spice one. If those are the names of the different
Angelica.
types.
Oh yeah, the Angelica, the one that's just I think that one is the slew one, if I'm not too wrong.
What's
the
slew?
One, that's the one we call Marshall Shooter. It's some type of gin. Cole knows a lot more about it than I do.
Let me look at the other poster.
Yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
well, it is like a classical English drink in a sense, is what most people say, but it's mostly popular around Europe.
How y'all get us a hold of these spices, cinnamon and stuff?
Well, you asked me.
Yeah, I'll ask you.
Great.
Okay, so that's it. I'm not gonna know.
No, so how it works right now is I am getting my recipes. That means I can start brewing on tomorrow, actually. I can start brewing tomorrow. They give me a list of ingredients that I can get, but I have some ingredients I put in myself, too.
It's early in the morning. I get it now. Okay, yeah.
It's listing the different recipes in the drinks and so. Most of them have what
Yeah.
you're actually saying in there.
Okay, yeah, I would like to do, like, say if your minimum was 20, I would do, like, 10 Marshall Shooters and 10 Sisicas.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, if we can make a bulk order on minimum being 20, I don't mind that. I don't really care too much about what we do for bulk order right now. Right now, it's just getting the product out there, so.
Right, and I would like to, kind of try and see, like, which one does better and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like-
That makes total sense.
Mm-hmm.
I think the King of Sisika is gonna be a king seller, like straight off, but I'm not too sure either. We'll just
Alright.
have to see and wait.
Yeah, I sure hope so.
Now, it's a little bit of, well, when it comes to these things, we don't know how well they sell until they're on the market there. I know a lot of people already want gin, and I know basically what the pricing is gonna be because I know what whiskey goes for, I know what tequila goes for in normal prices, and so, and it's around like $2 to $3, if not $4, at most.
Alright.
And that's why I mentioned that we're gonna go for 2. But I put some stuff into the recipe that I wanted to put in there for advice on how they do the recipes. I don't know how they're gonna do the recipes out here, so that's what I'm a little not concerned necessarily, but we'll just have to see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll work out.
It'll be fine. I even got like a lot of seeds actually that I can do myself. But I'm
Oh.
thinking of buying just straight off from Douglas because,
Mm-hmm.
helping the market and all that, you know. And I know they get real annoyed when we use their own seed, so, you know, at least starting off with business relations, I should not farm. I should just, you know, get it out there.
Yeah, actually, my good friend Arno, he owns Blue Water Marsh Ranch.
Ooh, yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, man.
For loyal customers that order bulk, like a lot, he gives 30 cents a piece.
Ooh.
Which is
Okay.
5 cents cheaper than Emerald. And for
that is
yeah, and for an order of 128, that's like $15 off.
I might want to take my orders to him then, eh? Emerald already gets a lot, don't they?
And he does have access to citrus because he knows Mr. Coco. And Mr. Coco is the one that does one of the orchards for like the orange juice.
Is Coco still around? Right.
I believe so.
Okay. I gotta. Give me 1 second. I gotta go grab a telegram. I got a telegram from him detailing the lemons and oranges, and that's something we're gonna definitely need. So, no question about. Give me 1 second here, alright?
Sure.
What's going on, man? Right now we are just waiting. Tomorrow we're getting the recipe, so right now I'm just doing networking with everybody. Even Vito we had over at the distillery, which was great. I feel like we're gonna get extorted. But, well, what the fuck is this? The rusty hook? Oh shit, is there a bait shop here? I didn't know. I had no idea. I know I got a telegram from Coco, but I don't know how long the telegram lasts, if that makes sense. Coco, Blackwater Hotel. It's probably around here somewhere then. Maximo Bo, McCarty, G Will. I think we're getting sort of close here. Mr. I've seen something along the lines of that, yeah. It's good that you're able to open the business. If you were to tell Bradyn about it, he would probably just be like, fuck this, man. Fuck them. Apparently they talked about my business as well. Yeah, they had a chat with it on the train, and they mentioned the gin distillery by name. They were even like trying to get it out there, if that makes sense. Store? Oh yeah. How long ago was this? Like my business, Bradyn's business. West End. No, I think it's way further up here. Like Bradyn's gin distillery. Where the shit is this telegram? No, they talked about it on the train, and I got word of it as Bradyn. Where the fuck is this telegram? Must be here somewhere. Well, it was before the Black Hands. I got shot. I think they want to figure out who owned it. I do that too. I'm a part of the issue. Rogue? Who the shit is Rogue? This is like people I've forgotten about at this point. Camp supplies. I feel like it's not even here. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh well. Let's just double check here, okay? I feel like there's something I've missed. Miss Mila. C. Davis. Dots. Blackwater Hotel. That's Nick's telegram. It's Nick's telegram. Mexico. Gee will. Maybe it's like named Orchard or something, right? Oh, was it because I didn't have money on me? Oh, never mind. Well, shit. I didn't realize. I thought it was because it wasn't his telegram. Oh, yeah, it is that. We'll send another to Amara. Try Mr. Ling. That's not a bad idea. So I looked everywhere in my telegrams. I couldn't find it.
All right.
I imagine his telegram is still Mr. Coco, or is it something else?
I would assume yes.
No, I tried it. It didn't work.
Oh.
It's probably because due to the nasty business, you know.
Yeah.
It's happening
Oh
not
yeah,
long
because
ago.
he's, you know. Well, Arno knows him. He still works with him.
All right. Well, I might have to pay him a visit anyway, so it's sort of perfect for
Yeah.
catching up with him. Then hey.
Their telegram is Marsh. Marsh.
Marsh? Oh, shit.
Mhm.
I'll go over there later and send another telegram then, hey.
All right.
Interesting. You don't know if the Amur estate sells lemons and oranges too, do you? I thought they might, but I'm not too sure.
That's a good question.
Yeah, telegram groups are great, man. I thought so because, it made sense that they were selling it, but I've tried telegramming them once, so I telegrammed them again, being like, I need lemons and oranges. Would you hand me some? Can I buy some, please?
Oh.
Anything eventful happen yesterday? Hey, man.
Well, besides just winning the proposal for the general store?
They had a little ride over to Saint Denis. Do you know what that was about? They were really mysterious and didn't want to give me an exact reason they were going over there.
Maybe because she was doing like the payment and stuff for the business. I don't know.
No, because they were doing that later.
Huh.
The bear came up to them, say they had a problem. They told me I couldn't be a part of the conversation because I'm me for some reason.
Oh,
And when I asked to ride with them, they told me, you shouldn't ride with us.
I wasn't around very much yesterday, but I do know they had a serious situation. They were trying to talk to somebody that used to be part of our family,
No.
that we're afraid will try and kill Duke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and jokes at any point with that meeting probably would have not have been a good idea. Because it ended up even still not ending out very well.
No, if I would have known it was a serious situation, even so, like that serious, there wouldn't have been any jokes, man.
Well, if you want, when Duke comes around, we can talk to him, and maybe he can explain things to you in a way where, if you want to go, then you would know, like, we would say, this is super serious, no jokes, and you'd be like, okay, no jokes.
Look, Cricket, I'm a former gang leader. I'm a former I know when to be serious, okay? I know I joke around, but if you don't trust me to be serious in the moment when needed, then fuck, man.
Well, then you need to tell him that. Tell him that I can be serious, just need to let me know.
No, it's alright. You don't need to trust me. That's fine.
You're thinking too much about it, Bradyn.
No, I'm just taking it personal. That's what I'm doing. Because
That's
when
what I
people
mean.
don't communicate with me, it don't go well with me. I don't want to have to ask somebody else about it and figure it out that way. Then I think it's more of, Well, no, that's alright. That's alright. I understand.
It's not alright. I will talk to him.
It's fine. You don't need to. I'll just do my... It's alright. I'm here for Darling after all, eh? If you don't consider me a part or trust me to be a part in any more sense, that's fine.
We do love you, Bradyn. You you're a great asset to us. I honestly think it was just misunderstanding.
No, I think I'll put it like this: Duke don't know me, Duke don't understand me, Duke don't want to have me there. I think it's that simple. Duke think I am very good at joking around, and that's true. I am, and I do that because it lightens the mood, make it more of a serious situation for everyone there, lighten everyone up, you know, build a little morale, sure. But if there's any misunderstanding that I can't be serious, look, I understand the need to see that for yourself, but
Right.
I have on occasion broken completely down and told y'all if I'll give you a very good example of when I can be very, very serious.
All right.
Example was when we were talking about all this to do with who killed who, kind of Jesse old thing. I told everyone we're done with this because we are. It's in the past. It's no need to take it up again. It's
Right.
no need to open old wounds, that kind of thing. In the end, it's just going to destroy us and make us even worse in each other's throats. Talking all
Right.
around it like it happened fucking yesterday when it didn't.
Yeah.
Look, I'm hurting over it. I get it. Everyone's hurting over it, but there's no fear in just having everybody express themselves as you're making this fault, you're doing this wrong. I can understand that people have faults and things, but honestly, I can see the clear picture of only one guy being at fault. And I don't know how well you know beer, but I'm trying to
I don't really know him that much.
No, it just intrigues me that somebody who rides with Jesse for a lot of years, she says she can't even count the years, which is probably over 10 years. Let's say 10 years. If you're riding with somebody for that long for 10 years, what just makes you change your mind? So I'm trying to figure out what made him change his mind. We're trying to understand him. Yeah.
From what he talked to me, because remember I was the one that went and helped him destroy the queen. He was telling me that he never liked what Jesse did,
No, and I understand that.
he did have some kind of affection towards him because he has stepped in and was more of a father than his actual father was.
That I understand. He's changed now, I
Yeah.
hope. I'm just being very, that's all. I had a lot of
Yeah.
people and I'm not looking to make any mistakes.
But I promise, Bradyn, we do love you dearly.
Well, I understand that, but you gotta understand, I'm a very serious person when it comes down to it. And I'm not afraid of just not going around joking around, but on occasions, most days, I feel like that's my way of being myself, because life is not always to be taken so goddamn seriously. But sometimes, absolutely need to.
Yeah.
And I guess that shows really on me, because I'm, people say I'm a real interesting person when they talk to me. Because one second I'm joking around with deputies, well, another we're actually having a serious, progressive conversation.
Yeah.
It's a known to known basis. You
And I
just
think,
gotta get to know my
honestly, this
character.
is probably the first time I've had a one-on-one conversation with you since you've been here.
Yeah, I just struggle with having serious conversations. But when I get upset, you will know it, because I say it straight away. Thank you for following.
And that's very appreciated.
And that's why I came to you saying it upsets me that somebody don't trust me or don't give me the information, because if somebody don't give me the information, what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna listen to them, I'm not gonna trust them. There's a lot of factors here. I was even insanity trying to figure out what they were doing, because I don't know how stupid they were just riding there or how serious. They said to give me an hour, and if things didn't go right, to ride down there myself. But then again, I didn't understand the situation.
When I found out what they were there for, yeah, I thought it was pretty stupid.
Well, evident. I've had people being a part of my gang family, wherever you want to call it, before. I had to kick him out. I've actually had to hold one of them at gunpoint because he was being so silly to threaten his family members and so. And that's not something I like to do. Don't get me wrong.
That's the situation we were in with the person that they were going to meet. And I think
Pink horse. Hey, Baba.
Also, too, they were trying to keep casualties to a minimum. Of
course.
Yeah.
Can I guess who this guy is? I swear to God, I saw him.
Yeah, I'll let you guess.
Alright, so he's a guy who has, I only know what he looks like, okay? So,
Sure.
I'm guessing he was straight out of Sissika, walked out of the sheriff office, walked past us in the bar. They got sent a telegram that he was still in town. They didn't have a guest, that's why he walked past the bar. And so, his hair is orange. He has like a flap cap on, cleanly shaven, and it's a little bit of wild card in that sense. Am I getting anything right here?
Well, his hair is orange. The last time I saw it, though, it was long and in a ponytail.
Oh,
Like a short ponytail.
Way off. I didn't see the fella yesterday then.
And he has an Irish accent with a little bit of a lisp.
Never mind. His name is Seamus, eh?
Yeah, it is.
And this is where being a former LSO comes in handy.
He's starting to kill Duke.
So this is the Seamus that y'all don't like, because I heard y'all talk about it. While you don't think I listen every word ever said, every sentence said in this bar, I usually listen to. At least names, because I try and make accustomed to them and start building a profile around them.
Right. The other guy you were talking about, the wild card, his name is Eddie.
Eddie, he's also a ginger, hey?
Yeah, he's a bit of a drunk, and he's a troublemaker.
God, so I saw both of them, eh? Okay, well, God, I wasn't way off. There are only two people. I saw them walking around Saint Denis. I had a little walk around to see who was about. There was some strange people, but honestly, I think that might have been just dressed up in a certain look or so, because I saw them from a rooftop or so. Bradyn's genius, okay, in that sense, when it comes to profiling people.
I only ask that you,
No, keep it to myself, of course.
Yeah.
I'm not a blubbermouth in that sense. Information that's very sensitive, I don't hand out.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Again,
because I think he's already suspicious about plans, so we have to be careful.
It's better that I know these things, because if people like that come across and start making trouble, I know what to keep an eye lookout for. And again, this comes down to me being a former deputy, because I can make a pretty goddamn good profile on people, just based on who they are, and so. I didn't know. I had a guess that Seamus was a ginger. I didn't know for certain. I just heard his name uttered across O'Malley, because O'Malley is also the guy, Mickey O'Malley, who owns the...
Right.
Owns the... Does he own it? Own the gun store over here?
No, he's only an employee.
Is he related to Seamus?
No. Patrick and some of their kids that I've only met once or twice.
Okay, so Mickey O'Malley is not related to Seamus O'Malley, right?
No, Seamus O'Malley is not the one we're talking about.
Is it not?
It's Seamus McDowell.
Oh, shit. I took a fucking goddamn good guess.
Yes, you did.
Oh, that's crazy, eh? I thought it was Seamus O'Malley we were talking about.
No.
I just heard the deputies talking about him, too. Well, Irish Seamus, it's a pretty common name, I guess.
Yes, very.
Huh. Again.
And as soon as I start talking Irish, now I'm doing it myself.
Yeah. I struggle
fa-
when people are talking Irish because my accent gets all fucked up there.
My father is Irish, but my mother is German and Blackfoot.
Oh, my family's from New York, actually, Middletown, but I picked up a little accent being on the road for most years.
Yeah, I am Northern New York. My father was the leader of the Irish Mafia.
Oh, well, shit, look at that.
Yeah.
I think my grandma's from England, if I'm not entirely wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But settled down in New York after a while. Not the actual town, but a place called Middletown. It's far off.
All right.
Well, actual place, by the way.
I don't know where that is.
No, nobody does. I keep talking about it, but nobody has an idea where it's fucking Middletown is.
I'd be like, is it in the middle?
Well, yeah, sort of.
Oh, well, that works.
I guess that's how he got his name. I'm not too sure. I used to know, I was actually a mayor out there, believe it or not. I was working as first what you call a deputy mayor, which was, it's like a second mayor in a sense. You sort of help them with work and so. And I was pretty much doing the mayor's job, so at the age of 17, you know, while the mayor wasn't doing his job, I was more of the mayor of the town, and I guess the town started liking me, so when elections came running around, everyone wanted me to run, so I did. Then, after a while, it didn't really seem like my thing, fell in with a group of Romani, and so, playing in circus and so. A lot of fun guys. One of them had an accent just like I have. I guess that's how I picked it up, and so I had no clue.
Yeah.
I thought it was Mickey O'Malley. No, Seamus O'Malley we were talking about. I just took a guess because there's so many people we're talking about, you know, and there can only be so many people I can guess is the right person in that sense. So these guys, just out of curiosity, these Irish guys, they run their own thing down in St. Denis.
The ones we're talking about?
Yeah.
No. I don't know what they're up to.
Interesting. Because they could be working for somebody else, but working for one of the Italian families, it's rather that they're working for the Rigatonis than the Luca, but because the Luca is more silent type, don't want to be known, that kind of thing.
I would see him more of a friend to DeLuca. I personally see Seamus as a friend. But I haven't seen him around because I know there's trouble with Duke and all that, so.
So what happened between them?
So when the Misfits disbanded, we had a meeting where Seamus called it, and we met, one side of, I guess you could call it the team, was on one side and we were on the other. And everything was going okay until Jack showed up.
No.
And Jack just started spouting whatever he wanted to say. And Rafe ended up shooting Jack, and then from what I hear from Seamus, Duke shot Seamus. And he's kind of held it personal.
You know, being shot is rather personal, yeah.
Yeah. So, needless to say, they don't really like each other.
I would expect so.
Mm-hmm.
So, Misfits disbanded, right? And
Completely, yes.
and
That's a four-letter word here.
Jack McCarty used to be their leader, correct?
Yeah.
However, people don't like Jack McCarty, but Jack McCarty still comes around.
Well,
This is what is confusing me a little.
he's making amends. We've given him a list of things he has to do if he wants to stay.
Right.
And that includes going to people and setting things straight, or even if they're not like willing to forgive, at least make it to where they're not going to come attack us if they know he's here, kind of thing.
He made a lot of people in a bad place, didn't he?
I know he did,
Hmm.
but he learned a lot while he was gone, and after the breakup, and he really is trying hard to change and do good.
No, it seems like it. He's changed up his look. He's trying to make amends to people. I don't know how much effort he's putting in, but I'm guessing there's some.
Yeah.
And there's I'm guessing there's a term in there that he becomes a part of the union in case things go right, or is it more of then we're okay terms?
More if we're on okay terms. Like they'd be happy to go do jobs and stuff if they wanted to.
I see. I see.
But until that book is finished, it's more like you're here on borrowed time kind of thing.
Because I thought it was kind of strange that, you know, somebody we talk about and is unhappy with just shows up out of nowhere, and, you know, it seems alright.
Well, the family is doing it for both me and for Jessie, because you know Jessie's his sister.
Right, no, she seems really alright, yeah.
Yeah.
I talked to her over in Libertalia and had a little chat with her.
And then, I hate to admit it, but I've practically loved Jack since after my kids were born, so.
Yeah. It happens.
Yeah.
God, I found out the other day that one of the guys I was planning on teaching them gun tricks, is my, my ex-fiance's dating that guy, so I pretty much let him off saying, I'm not gonna teach you jack shit, sorry, pal.
Yeah.
It'll be too weird.
If you ever do decide to teach me, I think I would look like a pretty badass boss bitch.
Alright, sure, yeah, that's it.
Woo!
There we go. I'm really simple in that sense. If I see somebody who's actually wanting to and has the capabilities of doing it, then sure. That's why I can run down the road, meet a guy 5 minutes later, and then we go drink or ice out and so. I trust people easily, but at the same time, as you probably discovered, I try taking a read on people, and some people I can't read, like Vito there, which is what gets me curious, you know, because, you know, there's a clear need of changing Saint Denis in his mind, but it seems like malice from somewhere else, and I tried pushing it a little, you know, talking about the Luca and all them and so, since he hangs around the Rigatonis, but...
So, from what I've heard, he is trying to push his own type of union, but it's the opposite of what we are. You know how we are like, love one another, help everybody, pay it forward.
It's just business, eh?
Yeah. They're more like, take over, get rid of everybody in the way. From what I've heard.
From what I've seen and what he's talked about, it's more of he wants to implement a system for St. Denis, and where he's in place, where they can try getting people in spots in case the businesses aren't running proper. And again, that's not a bad idea. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, there's like 2 unions going on, man.
That's
How you doing,
kind
Ben?
of a good thing. Like in case,
Been a while.
you know, businesses that people rely on to fall or fail.
Right now, I have no reason not to trust him, so I'll trust him until he gives me a reason not to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really great. Really
I don't
great.
know who else is running.
Probably nobody. But I think as soon as he hears I'm a part of a group or something, he might take it one out of 2 ways, you know. You might see it as, oh, you know, good business opportunity. Let's get in business with these guys. And, or you might see it as a threat. Somebody's moving into Saint Denis, stepping on our turf, you know. Kind of fun. It depends on what kind of guy he is.
So would he only be the mayor of Saint Denis?
Only Sanity.
Now, if you're mayor, do you lose your business?
You're asking somebody who can't really answer that question proper.
Oh, I didn't know because you had
I
a
would
lot of
love to know.
contacts. Maybe some
I would love
Libertalia.
to know, but only mayor I know of is the mayor of Valentine, and I don't know if Rainier owns a business.
All right. Oh, Rainier Relgok is a mayor?
Yeah, he's a mayor.
Oh, okay. Because if I can keep my business, I was thinking about running for mayor of Annisburg.
Oh, I looked at a real interesting house, right? On the market right now.
What's that?
It's up in Van Horn. It's apartment 1.
Uh-huh.
It's real nice. It's located to a stable I used to own.
Uh-huh.
And I was thinking, maybe if y'all want to go for it, we can all, scrap a few things together and try going for it.
I already own a house.
Oh, do you? Really?
Yeah,
What do you
right
own?
here. It's minor house number 9.
Oh,
You-
alright.
You leave the door, and right in front of you there's stairs. And then at the top of the stairs, you turn left, and that house you face is mine.
Shit, alright. God, I must just be a little behind. I might ask Darlin about it then. Well, then again, we might want to look at Libertalian houses. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see how far Erzuli has gotten. But like I told Darlin, they said that we have to have presence in the island before they're even willing to consider the treaty.
Yeah.
Um,
Right there isn't a lot of presence. We go over there every once in a while, but there isn't a real
Yeah.
presence. Which,
You gotta-
of course, can change. It can change, but you gotta find the right people and the right manpower to actually, consume in that.
yeah, and then we have to have people take memories and put it in the newspaper.
That's no problem.
Yeah.
That'll be an easy thing. Maybe try hosting a few events there, so on. Try showing people that we're about real business.
Mm-hmm.
Show them what Libertalia is. Even just making a claim that this is where we live. This is our island, Then again, there are people over there already brewing Roman, so.
Well, those people aren't in talks with the law. Erzuli Zora is working with Judge Ford Love for this, and he's a really good guy.
Thank you for follow. They're in talks with Judge Ford? In what sense?
Mm-hmm. He is willing to start the treaty process, but we have to have a presence.
I wouldn't mind having a conversation with him myself.
Yeah, that might be good. Just telegram Judge and ask for Ford.
No.
Love.
Judge, you sure it's Judge? Or is it Judges?
It's one of those.
Oh, I'm scared. Because one of them is the Chief Justice, the other one might be something else. I was told that Judge Telegram is Ellery, the Chief Justice.
Oh.
Uh-huh. And that
Well,
scares
if
me a
you-
little. I don't want to drag the attention of the Chief Justice to come out and have a chat with me because I'm
No,
gonna say something real stupid and he's gonna disagree with me.
What I would do is say, I'm looking for Judge Ford Love. If this is the wrong telegram, could you lead me in the right direction?
Might be a good
And
call.
yeah, if he does, great. If he doesn't, then we'll figure it out.
So, what does a treaty assign there? Because there's obviously needs to be some communication with the current government of the U.S., but the U.S.
Alright.
doesn't occupy Libertalia, do they?
No. So the stipulations, besides a presence, is not being aggressive towards Monroe law.
Right.
And we cannot be called the pirates.
But we can be called Libertalia.
Yeah, Libertalians, or I was telling Darlin that it could be she likes the name. I don't know if she's gonna use it, but I was like, maybe you can be something like Siren's Hold because she likes to sing.
Siren's Hole, yeah, she did talk about that one. I think that one's a good idea.
Yeah.
And then we say that Siren's Hole is the first city in Gorma, not Libertalia.
Yeah. Right. And then not only being a badass name, but
like
you
that.
know, the sirens draw the sailors out and drag them to the bottom of the sea.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's still pretty badass.
Siren's Hole is a really fucking good name for a thing there.
Yeah, Pirate Town.
Yeah. Just call the city, or town, whatever you want to call it, Siren's Hole. Then yeah, got it. That's actually a really good idea.
And then hopefully the people who owned their homes previously will get them restored. Because I'd hate for Israeli to have to pay for her home twice.
So, who lost their homes, just out of curiosity?
I know Israeli Zora did.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Douglas kept his home there. But Doug Olson
Douglas?
had one. Doug Olson had one.
He had a home in Libertalia?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe he thought it was beautiful.
No, I understand it. It's just curious,
It was him and his wife. And then, well, I know Sage.
Yeah,
and that's practically.
I don't want anything to do with Sage.
I know. She's one of the no list.
If she ever comes to Libertalia, I don't know what Sage looks like, but it becomes a problem if she does.
Yeah.
What
if she
about
did, she'd probably hide her name.
What about the Terra gang? What were day staters? I know they've been standing in Saint Denis. I heard Vale at a table over in Club de Roca.
About 3 or 4 days ago, they came here and sat upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And then the day before last, Ezekiel came here. I think they're on to Darlin.
If they are, it's gonna be a problem.
I know. So.
Look, you didn't hear this from me, but the law's pretty caught up tight with everything going on. They're mostly aware of what's going on with the Terra gang due to a chat I had with him. I didn't give them jack shit, but they pretty much told me everything because I had a serious conversation with them.
Is it the Lost?
No, law enforcement.
Oh, okay.
They're pretty much understanding the entire picture by now.
Okay, good.
Wes actually admitted to murdering Cassandra. However, he claimed it's hearsay. However, he's a threat to society.
Yeah, he is.
Which means, do you know what that means? Anything you say in court of law is gonna have less effect no matter what. So, say somebody who's a threat of society said something incriminating, right? And a law enforcer said you said this. Their court is more likely to believe the law enforcer than Wes, in that sense, because he's already considered a threat to society.
Oh, good. So,
even though it's hearsay, it's if law wants to push it, it's gonna hold up in court. I don't know. I'm not too sure. I don't work for court in any sense, but I'm pretty sure it could. Depends on who the judge is, I guess, but I don't know. Either way, then you think they're on to Darlin? Really?
I do.
In what sense? Do they say anything?
No. Maybe I'm just being paranoid.
No, it's fair being paranoid with these guys. Don't get me wrong. It's just, sometimes people do stop by bars, but if they do it more commonly, yes, it's more likely they know something, but what would they know, you know?
Yeah, and 2 days, almost 2 days in a row after not being around for like a month.
Hmm.
And why would they want to be up here?
Well, they live down in St. Denis. Let's think of the reasons why they should be down here. Ah, they live down in St. Denis. It's pretty close to Van Hoor, where they used to do their business. It makes a little bit of sense that they move out here just to, you know, see who's around, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Then again, you know, it makes sense if you're looking for somebody in particular that they would come out here.
Mm-hmm.
It's one hell of a conversation for sure, man. Thank you for the raid,
Well,
man.
knock on wood, hopefully it's not for her.
It is interesting, to say the least. But you would have to know for certainty. And while they were acting a little strange when I was in the saloon talking a little loud, it's... How would they be on to me, you know? How would they know who I was? Because I don't go around advertising who I am. Nor does anybody know my direct involvement in anything. Them knowing anything about me is... Could it? Sure, they would have to go down to New Austin, which is people they don't associate themselves with, right?
Right.
So if they go down to New Austin, and keep in mind, everyone I do business with know who I am and what I do, but they are all on bad terms with them, right? There's no reason they should tell anybody about anything concerning me. The thing that might be, yeah, you have a good one too, man. Thank you for raiding. Hope you had a good one. It's hard to say because people change too, you gotta keep in mind, but how much do they change?
True.
And then I start turning my head around too much, I think, because then you're starting to question people's moralities and people's goodwill and so, you know?
True.
Well, if you said the jackdaws turned, well, there's no reason they should be working with them. Realistically. Right.
I could also too be why they might be around, but, well, no, they were here kind of late.
Too bad?
Huh?
Who's too bad?
My mouth wasn't working properly.
Oh.
The words I was trying to get out were not coming out.
Oh, did I hear her wrong? Oh.
Yeah.
So
we only got 5 hours of sleep, sorry.
No, you're fine, you're fine. What were you trying to say?
I was saying, well, maybe the jackdaws are what they were here for, and then I was like, well, maybe not, because they were here pretty late.
Well, then again, you know, maybe fishing for information in general. If they're smart about themselves, they would know that Jacktor's been sitting around here, and if they would really want to, you know, get information on them, the logical solution would be, you know, to come around when they aren't around so people can talk to them about it.
Right.
Without making too noisy of a thing. It might just be a thing by chance, but depending on the questions they asked, of course. You know what kind of questions they asked?
I don't think they asked any questions because when they were here the first time, multiple of them, one of ours came up and said, the terrors are here. And then I went upstairs to see, and then I saw Ezekiel. And, you know, just to make conversation, I asked about rum, and he was a total asshole to me. And then a day or two later, he comes by with the rum question, and I was like, well, I already had my party, so I'm broke, so sorry.
Huh. So they were asking about rum.
Yeah, he's like, mine's a good rum, unlike the, you know, cheap stuff the idiots are making.
Now that is curious. Why would he state that his rum is good? To let him know that he's producing rum out there.
Well, maybe because he's the only one that could put the Libertalian label on it without having like a tag.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he can still put Libertalia on there.
So what's his name? Logan?
No, Ezekiel.
Ezekiel.
He's the Australian guy that acts like an asshole half the time.
I know a lot of them. Australian guy. He's Does he have black hair?
No, he's a ginger.
He's
Or
a ginger.
a dark ginger.
Dark ginger. Doesn't sound like anybody I know, to be fair.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's what he's saying. He can produce that kind of stuff. Okay. Okay.
hmm
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't think his title was ever taken away.
His title?
Or job title.
Oh, yeah, okay. So he still works for the brewery down there, right?
Yeah, he just has to sneak in.
Interesting.
But now with Mickey O'Malley's group being there all the time, I wonder how hard it is for him.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine he gets to sell a lot there if he's producing a lot, which means the terrorists are not out in Libertalia, which is why would they, to be fair, if they live in Saint Denis? And if they're hanging around Roroka, you could only imagine they're in goods with the Luca guys, right? But that might just be down to their pirate status of former pirates, right? Making a lot of guesses here. Oh, y'all talked to DeLuca too, right?
Yeah, we talked to DeLuca.
Right, so if y'all talked to DeLuca and you've given out some information, it's possible DeLuca has given something out.
We have never said anything about the island or the rum thing to DeLuca.
Good. Because
Yeah, no,
them hanging around there is not good.
Right.
Maybe it's more of their being the pest of the town, you know? They being a problem, and they're just accepting it because they can't pick a fight with them. However, they can't really do much from my understanding. So why not?
I don't know.
Maybe a question worth to Luca. But I feel I would annoy him if I asked him too many questions. He would see me right through as a more of a law enforcer than anything, hey? However, Cornwall, my former sheriff, used to play a lot of poker with him, so he does get along with people who were former law enforcement, or are.
DeLuca's actually a pretty nice guy, just as long as you don't, literally disrespect him.
Yeah, no, he got my respect. He's done well for himself.
Yeah.
I got no quarrel with him. No, as of now.
As of now.
Well, I don't know DeLuca all that well. Last I knew, he wasn't a silent type. He was a chatty type.
When he has something to say, or he feels like he wants to be involved, yeah, he could be talkative.
No, it's just intriguing because, when I saw him first or got to know him, he seemed like a really, really, really great guy in that sense, Dalton must have rubbed off on him or something, because Dalton was more of a hard-on for being silent kind of guy, and then when I met him in the past, he's not said a word. Maybe that's just how he's become due to being in Santanas, but it's hard to say.
Well, also, I don't know what he went through when he was gone for those few months.
Interesting. No, he's an interesting guy. I like him. I think I would really get along with DeLuca. Problem is how we would get on. You know, I'm a chatty type that will put a lot of words that don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
And I don't know. He's intriguing.
Mhm.
I said to Rafe that I would love to come along if y'all are having a conversation with him because you know it's been a while since I've been chatting with him. Thank you for
Yeah.
following, man. But I guess
I'm
he
sure
gets to see. He did rise and fall and rise.
Yeah. I think it'd be good to have you. I'm pretty sure that you would come up with some ideas or have some things that need to be said.
I can stay quiet if I need to. I can just sit in a corner and not say a lot of things if need be. I've been in conversations where I'm just listening because it intrigues me.
Mm-hmm.
And usually when it's people I don't know, depending on how I want to approach a situation, I try a few things, see what works and doesn't work.
Right.
And with DeLuca, jokes don't really fly well, I've seen. He likes people.
No.
He likes people being up front, but you know.
Right.
Again, I'm taking
I hate
most
to
of
be
that guess here.
rude, but my dreams, I really need to think about food because my stomach's about to eat me alive.
No problem. I was gonna go send a telegram anyway, so it's fine.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna think about breakfast. I'll be here in the corner.
All right. It's good being able to show that Bradyn thinks through everything he's saying, because when he gets called out for just being a guy who makes people laugh, it is definitely something he does, and it's definitely something he is, but he's also a guy who knows how to speak and absolutely read through people. Not read through, but, you know, start actually picking up on names and all this, and he does it without saying so. He says it when it comes in useful. Which is why he's probably coming off as somebody who doesn't know jack shit. Let's see. I was gonna try. Wait, did they say Marsh was the telegram of, wait, what's this? Gator's Fruit Stand? Oh, this is new. No, it's not. Marsh, okay. Try and make tomorrow. We're gonna be able to make it tomorrow. I'm hyped. Patty Pill, how we doing?
How are we?
Yeah, doing alright, yeah.
I'm doing alright as well. Thank you.
Oh. Just waiting to be able to make some gin and so, you know. Should be a little bit just tomorrow. I'm excited. He's probably confused.
Should be good.
Yeah, I think so. He's probably really confused at what I'm talking about. Sometimes I just jump into conversations and say stuff people don't really know about. It's Bradyn. Is there anybody in here? I don't think so. Should we have a little ride to New Austin? Do I have anything? Oh, I do. I can sell the stuff I have on me. Okay. So I think we're gonna have a little ride over to Armadillo, see who's around, have a little chats. Hoping with Renee and a few people if they're around. I'm sure. I still can't believe I got the Seamus name right. I just heard him talking about it, and I was like, it probably has some gravity. Eddie. That was like a shot in the dark right there. And we had a guy walk past yesterday. I was like, I see him in Sanity right after they're sitting him for a conversation, and so it seemed a little sus. And I think I caught them having that conversation with that guy, so it's like, oh, maybe this, and that, you know, connects somehow. So it was like throwing darts at a puzzle and hoping they hit. She made the picture pretty clear for me though after. So I knew absolutely nothing of that conversation. I was just throwing darts and hoping they stick. Because of names we heard. And I felt confident enough to make a calculated guess at that time. And I wanted her to also see how Bradyn saw the world when, you know, people walk past and that kind of thing. What he reads into, what he doesn't read into. Because it's very much different from how I play other characters and so. He reads into a few things similarly to how Michael does. He just sees the world different than Michael does. Michael might ignore a lot of things because he's too posh and arrogant. While Bradyn doesn't have that, he has a more clarity that, you know, I see people for who they are. And somebody walking past you saying hi in the tone he did, I was like, maybe there's something to it, maybe there's not. But it's worth making a guess, you know? And that was the fun part too, just being like, I know this, I know that, you know? This is what I've seen. Again, don't get me wrong. Bradyn's purely acting the way Bradyn's doing constantly, but he also sees other stuff because he's been taught to do so. Both from his father growing up as he was a sheriff, and when he was doing law enforcement himself. That's why he's such a good deputy too. When it was law enforcement. Well, he did a few things here and there, not perfect, but that was mainly due to getting into a new department. That's also why I think Bradyn could have been a really good marshal if he ever went for it. Or ever got the chance to, but I don't think he has the patience of a marshal. He would act and things way too quick. Which is also why Bradyn's such a good detective too. He also does a lot of good detective work. We gotta slow down going through the ranch here, but we'll do it at the second poll. Is that Renee sitting there? Nope. Is that Jolene or is it... I can't tell. Not from a distance. I can't tell if that's Jolene or Dana. And I don't want to risk it. Similar clothing. That's what threw me off there. And I guess they got similar hairstyle. I think it was Jolene, but I'm not too sure. The dark really made it seem black. So we're not gonna risk it. We're just gonna take a ride to Armadillo. I think what Duke is getting at is Bradyn has a very big personality. And he doesn't express that to Bradyn, that it's because of this, this, and that, because you're acting this way, and this. So he gets no way of explaining himself, why he couldn't come along with a ride to Saint Denis. But it's also because of them having a very personal issue, which they don't want Bradyn's opinion on, probably because he has such a big opinion on people. So if this shit hit the fan and Bradyn would have thought that Seamus was a great guy from what they've heard, or, you know, in that conversation, could have turned out very different if they wanted to do something. And Bradyn's like, I don't feel this guy deserves it. Because Bradyn is somebody to speak up. He'll tell them, oh, you know, I don't think this is right if it's wrong. But they do see, that's what's so interesting, because a few people do see that Bradyn has two sides of the same coin. You know, he has qualities of foolishness, of fooling around, having fun, being but he also has that like flip that even Bo said it during the stream here too. That Bo knows that Bradyn can just flip in a second and be very serious to handle business. And that's why it's one of my best characters that I do here too, because it's so fun, that flip. And what causes the flip. It could be a simple word that causes the flip. And then you get an entirely different Bradyn, which you don't know, which scares a lot of people too, because you've only seen this lovely guy who, you know, thinks it's fun to joke around having moonshine, and now you get this guy that you've never seen before. It's also a good way of doing a character. It's absolutely great. Bradyn I worked on for... I want to say I worked on him for 4 months before doing anything with him. Thank you for the follow. I work a lot on my character before I put him out there. See if we got any telegrams. Do we recognize that guy? We don't. We'll go outside just in case we do. Logan, what's going on, man? What's happening? Eddie.
One eye open when I'm sleeping. One eye.
Hey, Valk. How you doing today, Logan? You doing alright? Getting on later, I presume, then. Because Armadillo's real fucking quiet. Nobody's around. Never mind. Hey, Eddie.
I'm on our way.
I'm on our way. I want to have a little look over here. Just out of curiosity. Because there's become a lot of people who roleplay around New Austin. And we're sort of in that detective mode right now as Bradyn. Like by instinct. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Really. I want to see if anybody's been fucking around here. You know, saying that there's like a church open or anything like that. If there's any details. Oh, never mind. We shouldn't be here. There's somebody grave robbing. We'll let him be. Yeah, thank you. I don't know how long I'll be streaming. Probably for not too long. Yeah, they're not. Are they grave robbing? I would think so. Or else you would hit your horse, right? I think so. Let them be, I say. They think we might be law coming up here. Which is something law would do, you know, just right here. Do we have 10 doors? We do. Ooh. Oh yeah. This is the perfect time to go to sleep. Or perfect place. Not really, but. I want to see if they're keeping this place active, or was it just because of us? We'll move a little down. Just one guy now, so. Where did we go? For some reason we're sleeping the other way this time. I guess so. There you go. Okay, yeah, this is where we're gonna call it. And we'll find somebody to raid, of course. We got... Let's see if there's any new streamers. Doesn't seem like a lot of people are streaming, man. See if we find anybody. Nope. I guess we're just calling it. Shit. That's annoying, but nobody else is streaming. I was the only one. Okay. Well, you guys have a good one. Okay.